Hello learners and viewers, welcome to today's discussion. Today we are going to look at a question in Form 4 under the subtopic integration, a question that was done in the year 2007, paper 2, question number 20. And the question we have reads, the gradient function of a curve is given by the expression 2x plus 1. If the curve passes through the point -4, 6, find the equation of the curve, 3 marks, the values of x at which the curve cuts the x-axis, and part B, determine the area enclosed by the curve and the x-axis for us to get 4 marks. So as part of the solution, we are given the gradient function of a curve, and the gradient function is given by the change in y over the change in x, and this dy over dx has been given as 2x plus 1. We are supposed to find the equation of the curve, and the equation of the curve is always in the form of y. So in this case, to get our y function, we are going to integrate the gradient function as follows. So integrating 2x, you come and add, this is like x is raised to power 1. We add 1, then we divide by the total new power, which is 2, plus to integrate 1, you are going to introduce x, and therefore we are going to have x. Then of course we add c, which is the constant of integration. So this one and this one will cancel, such that we remain with y being equal to x squared plus x plus c. This is our general equation. We need our specific equation by getting the value of c, and therefore we know that particular curve passes through a point with coordinates -4, 6. -4 represents the value of x and +6 the value of y. So we come and substitute them into the function so that we can get the value of c. Y is 6 being equal to x. X is -4, but it is squared, plus x which is -4, plus c. This one is going to be equal to 6 is going to be equal to -4 squared is +16. Then plus minus will give us -4 plus c. Therefore our c is going to be 16 minus 4 will give us 12. 12 goes to this other side where it becomes a minus, so 6 minus 12 will give us -6. Having gotten the value of c now, we can come and write our specific equation. That is, y is going to be equal to x squared plus x, that is plus c, but plus minus will give us -6, and that is the answer to part A, Roman 1. We move down to Roman 2. The values of x at which the curve cuts the x-axis, and remember at x-axis always, at x-axis the value of y will always be 0. So we take the function x squared plus x minus 6, we equate to 0 because y at that particular point will be 0. You realize this is a quadratic function which we are going to solve using either completing square method factorization method, we have formula method, and some of the other methods that we had talked about earlier. So I'm going to use factorization method by getting the product. The product is going to be equal to the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, times minus 6, giving us negative 6. Then the sum is going to be equal to the coefficient of the linear term, which is positive 1. We need two numbers whose product is negative 6 and their sum will give you positive 1. The two numbers will be negative 2 and positive 3, such that negative 2 times positive 3 will give you negative 6. Negative 2 plus positive 3 will give you positive 1. Having done that, now we can move down and write this expression by having x squared. The linear term is going to be replaced by the numbers, that is, we are going to have minus 2, of course, x plus 3x, then minus 6, being equal to 0. From there, now we factorize them in pairs. Between x squared and minus 2x, x is common, so we factor it out into, we have x squared and x is already out, we remain with x minus 2x, already x is out, so we remain with 2. Once you have this bracket here, just place it here. Then you look at this other pair. Which number we're going to put outside, so that we multiply by the bracket, we get 3x minus 6. That is going to be positive 3. From there, we combine these two terms which are outside the brackets. We are going to have x plus 3. We pick one of the brackets, x minus 2, and this one is going to be equal to 0. Having done that, we can now pick the first bracket, that is x plus 3, we equate to 0. If you take positive 3 to the other side, x is going to be equal to negative 3. Then or we take x minus 2, we equate to 0. If you take minus 2 to the other side, the value of x is going to be 2 positive. So from there, we can say, therefore, the value of x is going to be positive 2, and the value of the other x will be equal to negative 3, and that becomes the solution for part A, Roman 2. Having gotten the values of x, we can now move and get or work out part B. Part B of the question, we are supposed to determine the area enclosed by the curve and the x-axis. Remember, the area enclosed by the curve would be obtained by integration. And in this case, we have the function y being equal to x squared plus x minus 6, and this is our curve. So we want to find the area enclosed by this curve by integration. So we are going to get the area, and the area is going to be gotten by integrating the function we have, which is x squared plus x minus 6, and the sign we have there means integration. So to integrate, we are going to integrate each at a go. We have x squared, we add 1, then we divide by the total new power, which is 3, plus we have x, this is x, it is as if it is raised to power 1. We add 1, then we divide by the total new power, which is 2, then minus 6. To integrate minus 6, you simply add x, then lastly we add c, which is a constant of integration. at this point now we have the limits, and the limits are the values of x, which is positive 2 and negative 3. So the values that we have are positive 2 and negative 3. We can simplify this. We are going to have x cubed divided by 3 plus x squared divided by 2 minus 6x plus c, and the limits we have it between positive 2 and negative 3. Now we can move down. For us to get the area, we are going to substitute the maximum value of x into the function. We come and substitute the negative, the minimum value of x into the same function. Then we find the difference between the two. So when the value of x is positive 2, we are going to have 2 cubed. We divide by 3 plus x is 2, we square, we get 4. Then everything divided by 2 minus, we have negative 6 times x, and x is positive 2, so we are going to have minus 12. Then we add c. Next, now we subtract the value of x, that is the minimum value, is minus 3. So we are going to have x as minus 3 cubed, giving us minus 27, divided by 3, plus we have x as negative 3 squared, which is 9. 9 divided by 2, you get 4.5. Then we have negative 6. We multiply by x, which is negative 3, giving us positive 18. Then of course we add c, which is a constant of integration. But remember, the value of c here and the value of c here will cancel. So we are going to have 8 over 3 plus 2 minus 12. Then we less negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9 plus 4.5 plus 18. 8 divided by 3 plus 2 minus 12 will give us this one will give us negative 7 and a third. We minus so we have negative 9 plus 4.5 plus 18, giving us 13 and a half, which is the same as 13.5. That is eventually, lastly, we are going to have negative 7 and a third minus 13.5, giving us negative 20.8. And we ignore the negative. Our area is going to be equal to 20.8 square units. That negative sign means that the area is below the x-axis, and therefore that becomes the answer to part B of the question. Thank you for watching and welcome to this channel. And in case you haven't subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe, share the link, and also turn the notification bell so that anytime we do a video like this, you'll automatically be notified.